This beat's dope though, man. You know what I'm saying? Check, check, check. Keep going on, keep trying. Never give up, keep smiling. Keep fighting, it's in your soul. Somewhere in there it shows, it glows. We go on this path alone, the chosen few. Yo, look inside you, look at the world. Our shit just twirl, shit's amazing, it's crazy. Some days I'm just craving this rap shit to put a message out back to you. It's not for me, it's what I do. It's in my heart, got a dream, and I pursue. Try to at least. Yo, underground beast, not in the mainstream. Some work, dive in off the ledge, off the top of this mind frame place. Insane, up there, go ahead, They don't pay attention to him anyway. I just rather stay alone in my own zone. Isolated, write another page. It's what it feels like. Wasting up on another day. Time don't exist to me. Rest in peace, Granny May. Rest in peace to my auntie. Rest in peace to the friends that passed away before me. I gotta do this, I gotta do this for them. It's in my soul to release this dream. This vision seems impossible, but I know I can do it. Just believe in the movement. Positive vibes, all I need around. And this music to influence. I'm moving at a slow pace, but I'm there. Well aware, consciousness, I just stare through the clouds and the trees. Look at the bees, euphoric when I step in nature. Do anything for it. Almost all shit. Gotta post another freestyle before it's too late. The earth is just going away. Man, it'd be tough to freestyle like some mornings, like I guess because you know, not freestyling for so long, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm so used to freestyling every day. It's like now I'm like, damn, you know, it gets draining. It gets draining, especially when you do it a lot. So that's why I'm trying to make some songs, man, instead of freestyling. I don't want to keep wasting it. Freestyling takes a lot of energy, a lot of thought process. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not really supposed to think. You're supposed to let it flow, and everything will come to you. I used to freestyle with my eyes closed. This should be the best freestyles I ever like, because my eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? But I remember the first time I ever was. I know I was like I had this rap shit. Like I was over some old homies' cribs. We get smoked. This was years ago, man. I was young, and they was like, bro, you was freestyling all night. Like you was freestyling all night, bro. And I remember that shit. At a young, I was like, probably like 18, 19, you know, somewhere around there, 18, 19, 20, you know. And man, I had freestyle like I always freestyling off the dome, off the top. I started writing for a minute. I've always been writing for years, you know. And they was like, bro, you know, you need to do something with this, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody was always telling me like, man, you need to, you know, turn these freestyles. That's for the internet and shit. Like the internet was like getting hot and shit around the time like MySpace, and I remember this one sports site I used to post all my shit on. I used to post my videos and shit on there, trying to get views and shit, man. Back in the day, this is way back. I was young, you know what I'm saying? you know, when we was still downloading music off LimeWire and shit. Like, this is those times. I was freestyling. What I'm saying, around them times when that shit was pushing out. The internet really started getting popularized. You know what I'm saying? The shit started really taking off. I was always into that shit. My sister had a computer, so I was always jumping on the computer, man, and just figuring out some different, just putting stuff together. Always at a young age. You know what I'm saying? I was very blessed in a position born in, what I'm saying, to be in a family where that I was presented with technology, because a lot of kids around me, what I'm saying, they ain't have that access. What I'm saying, to technology. So my sister left her computer over our house, and I would ask her to get on it, and I would get on the computer and just research things and do different things and just figure out, play different games and shit and try to maneuver. I was always messing with shit. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, man, I was always messing with shit. So I know how I see how technology has evolved so much since I was young, and how the music and everything is just in a different world now. You know what I'm saying? I can, come from the era where the shit was AOL. You know what I'm saying? You had to dial up to even get a motherfucking signal to get to internet type shit. Like, this shit take, the AOL shit was slow as fuck. This shit take about half an hour to even get you on the first page of what you was trying to research. So I done seen like technology go from that all the way, but, and plus, I mean, it was kids that was advanced too. Because, they had a libraries and had computers. When in school, we had computers and shit. But it's something different about having it in your home. You keep on learning. When you got this shit, you got it in school, then you got it in your home, you keep fucking with this shit. So it's like you become more advanced student within your classroom amongst all the other kids. Not to say that you better, but you got that in the home. Now, I don't know, maybe other kids had it in their home too, computers and shit. You never know. But I know that was a blessing for me to have that and able to take those skills and shit what I would learn back at home and take them back in school and class and shit. And now just to see the transition that technology has evolved so far from, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. You know, a lot of people didn't never get that experience, and it's still a lot to learn. Like, there's so much technology out nowadays. The shit's people's pushing towards 2025. So it's like we constantly got to keep growing. This thing's moving rapidly now. Back then technology wasn't moving as fast, but now the shit's really picking up speed. Like, everybody's into building some new type of tech shit, and it's just like, damn, how can I even get with this shit? This shit's just far advanced now. It's just so much out here to just soak in. Besides technology now, it's just so much information to just take in. It's like, you go insane to just try to keep up with everything now, man. It's wild. It's wild. Oh, for real. But yeah, man, like, blessed, I feel, to just have those experiences, you know, have those experiences. I could have been one of those kids with nothing, you know what I'm saying? With, bad as hell, in and out of, what I'm saying, different, situations and shit, man. So just blessed that shit was put in front of me. But, and also too, but I ain't get stuck into it. I ain't get brainwashed to none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get hooked on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I knew when to get in and when to pull off. That's what anything I do, you know what I'm saying? Whether smoking, drinking, whatever, I know, okay, I feel this way, I need to back off of it for a minute, man, and kind of collect my own thoughts, step back in my own self and do some reevaluation, like, okay, Blake, you ain't making the right, I'm able to, gotta know how to do it within, a lot of people, they don't have that strength to, fall back and say, okay, I know I'm wrong with this, and let me change this over here. So Mike Tyson said yesterday, I watched the podcast, he's like, the most dangerous neighborhood to walk in is our mind. You might go down a couple streets inside the mind and figure out some shit that you ain't, or it might be a street, it might be the neighborhood so crazy, so dangerous, I'm saying, it might be some streets that you walk down your mind and you ain't never know about. Some shit that you need to fix, some couple houses getting tore down in one of the streets in your neighborhood, and it's like, oh man, like how can I go back and fix? So like people need to, it's just about analyzing and sitting back and reflecting on different things, man, and fixing different situations and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we battle so much within us on a day-to-day basis. We forget that. We forget to slow down, take a breather, and just take everything in and think on it. We so in a rat race society, we don't have time to reflect, and that's tough. That's where a lot of the depression, the stress, the anxiety, the suicide, the different things come into play. And we don't do it, man. So I say this shit ain't for me. I'm doing this for, you know, I'm trying to give back something, man, positive, man, or something, the message, the type of message to get back to the peoples and stuff, man. Help everybody on their journey, on their way in this life, in this, you know. So, yeah, for real. People like, Blake, man, you're so amazing. Why you ain't famous? Why you know what I'm saying? Why you ain't doing no with your shit? Well, I mean, man, it's just like, I don't really, growing up, I was always worried about fame and all that bullshit. It don't mean nothing now, man. It don't mean nothing. Once you get a certain age, you kind of grow up out of that. You grow up out of that junk. It's nothing to you anymore. Like, you done had the cars, you done had the shoes, you done had the clothes, you done had the bad little, little women, little biddies, whatever you want to call it. You done had that. You done dealt with that. You done had the pussy. You know what I'm saying? You done laid up in the bed. You done been to the clubs. You done all that, man. You done worked all these different jobs and shit. Like, it's like, man, I want to learn some different. And you know what I'm saying? I want to work on myself now. You know what I'm saying? I done been out into the world too much. I've been driving too much up and down the block and chasing and in the clubs and doing it. I need to sit back and reflect on self, man. Just collect my thoughts for a month. Let me sit in silence for a little bit. Let me figure out me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being out here in the world, with the homeboys, with with some chicks, and I need to just go inside me and figure out me, man, for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I always had that mind, to tap away from the group, because you can't ever find yourself within those groups, man. You gotta fall back. And even if they might say, "Oh, you acting funny, you acting different." Nah, I just need my space. I just love my space. I just love to be into with me. I love alone time, man. I love that. That helps me, get through certain situations. That helps me from not losing my motherfucking mind. I'm around people every day and smoking and drinking and chilling. I can't reflect on my own shit. That'll make me go crazy, because, my mind works. Everybody's mind works a different way. And my mind just be so all over the place. I need to sit back and, okay, so you got to be able to do it. It takes a while to master that a little bit. You're not gonna master nothing, but it takes a while for you to learn that's the right thing to do. Just let me back off these people for a minute. Even family, let me back off for a minute and just let me tap into me. And that's much needed in this world, this fast-paced world we in today. So, yeah. But on to the next video. I'm about to hop off here.